All right. I'm just gonna go ahead and ask the question. Do you sometimes feel like you are an idiot? Do you sometimes feel stupid in the things that you think about, the things that you do? Well, I, for one, do that. Okay, there's so many instances where I do think about why am I thinking this way? Why do I act this way? Am I really this dumb? You know, because like for example, okay, and it's a weird topic. It's a pretty bad topic. Like when you see some, maybe it's because I'm lonely. I don't know. Have you ever saw someone so pretty, like either on Instagram or TikTok, which is why, well, it's one of the reasons why I don't have social media at all besides like YouTube. I don't really consider that as social media, but like you're scrolling through something and then you see such a pretty person and you're like, they're so out of my league. There is no way I'm able to get a girl like that. And you just scroll on, like that's so. Then you get like a oh, dude, am I an idiot? Like, am I that stupid? Like, why am I thinking that way? Like, you literally just get some type of, reality check. Like, hey, dude, you are an idiot. Why are you thinking this way? Like, why is your self confidence so low to the point where you look at somebody and it's like, wow, I will never get somebody like that. I am an idiot. Like, there's literally no way why anybody should think in that way. Like, wanting to improve yourself is one thing, but having someone as like a standard is another. Like, makes no sense. Because I sit here, wow, my face is red. I think it's because I got out of the shower. Or maybe it's lying, but even it's not even making my hand red. My face is just, I don't know. But anyways, take that off. But maybe hopefully you understand what I'm trying to get at. Hopefully you're trying to understand what I'm pointing towards. But you feel so stupid in a lot of the things that you do. A lot of habits. Like what, like you get a instant realization of certain things that you're doing, and it's like, dude, there's no way I'm this bad, right? Like there's some things that you want to change about yourself, but for some reason bad habits that you just keep on doing, and it's like, why do I keep doing these bad habits? Like it's funny. It's interesting when you start noticing this instant realization, or realizing that you keep doing on these habits that you're trying to stop or try to get rid of, right? Because there's so many things that we don't really realize that we do that hurts us. And I began to realize it. Maybe I'm a little too late realizing a lot of the bad stuff that that I have been doing, that I didn't realize that I've been doing because it's been a habit. But then you start thinking, you start realizing, start studying yourself, trying to understand yourself, and then you really start to connect things and start to realize, like, oh, this is a bad habit. I shouldn't be doing this anymore. So you really start to think, like, are you this stupid? Are you this dumb? And I'm not saying like you are an idiot, okay? But you just feel stupid because it's like, I don't really know how to fully describe why you feel like an idiot, but you just feel dumb doing it. And like it's really like, like I said, it's a funny thing to really think about. It's really interesting because like you go on and on about thinking this way, like, oh, like to be honest, the only example I can really think of is when I see a pretty girl, that it's like, oh, I wish I had a girl like that, but I can't because I don't look that good. You know what I mean? I don't look good enough to be worthy of a girl like that. Like I said, like, am I dumb? Like, am I actually so stupid to be thinking that way? I don't know. But that's one of the things I wanted to change about myself, because you just don't understand why you think that way, right? You don't really understand why you think that way, so you just want to like change it. But anyways, enough of that. But that is one of the things I think about all the time. Because like I said, everybody has like bad habits. Everybody has things that they don't realize they do that hurts them. Did I phrase that properly? I don't know. See, like I said, like you feel dumb sometimes. Like you feel so stupid. And I can go on and on about the things that make me feel pretty dumb. Like the way I talk to people. You start realizing the way that I talk to people, it's like, why do I talk to people that way? It's so, sometimes it's so hyper, right? Like, I don't know if you can, I don't know if you're perceiving me talking this way, like in a very hyper way or more of a calm way. Like, I believe that when I talk, it's more of a, like, I try to talk in a calm way, not like whoa 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 whoa, not like that. Like, oh my gosh, have you, like, I'm not like necessarily shouting at people, but it's like I have emphasis on the thoughts or words that I'm talking or that I'm speaking. But there are some instances where there's certain tones that I tend to like do, or words that I say, or I don't know, something that just come out as like just straight up mean, right? Sometimes I just come off as like aggressive, but it's like, and you start thinking, you start realizing, because sometimes you're just on autopilot, right? Sometimes you are just on autopilot, you just start saying things, doing things without actually thinking about it, and things just comes naturally, right? Things just come naturally. So when you are in, I don't know, a certain situation where you're talking to people, you start acting a certain way, and then when you're out of it, like there's a moment of like self-reflection or realization, that which I was talking about, where you like have an instant realization where you're like, why did I act like that? Am I stupid? Like, am I, like, you start feeling dumb is because why do you do these things that you do, right? Because you don't think about it, right? You literally, I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but you don't think about thinking about things, you know? You don't, you like you just do it, right? I don't know if that makes sense, but like it's the same way as actions and thoughts, right? Like you don't, what, like you can think about what to do when you're aware, like, oh, I'm moving my hands, but sometimes people just move their hands naturally. But right now, because I'm telling myself to move my hands, I'm thinking about moving my hands. It's the same way as thoughts. Like I'm thinking about certain thoughts. Like I'm telling myself to actually, like, it's like telling yourself to think about an elephant, right? If I tell you tell yourself to think about an elephant, you're gonna think about an elephant, right? But the thing is that when you're in certain situations, it's like you just think of an elephant without telling yourself to think about an elephant. You start waving your hands without telling yourself to wave your hands. Like you do things on autopilot, okay? But then when you become aware of these things, you realize, like, why did I do these things? And it's dumb. It's stupid. Like, why do you act like a fool? Why do you think like a fool? Why do you, like I said, like, don't get me wrong, like I'm straight. I think about, I look at a girl, I think that she's so pretty and I admire it. I'm single. I don't have a girlfriend. But the thing is that it's another thing for that. But it's another thing when you start degrading yourself. So it's like, because you're degrading yourself, you feel so stupid. Why are you degrading yourself? There's no reason to degrade yourself, right? Like like I said, you just feel dumb when you're doing a couple of things. Needed that thirst. I don't know, it's summertime, it's a little hot. I mean, it's not really hot in here. It's actually kind of nice and breezy. Cause I live in California, and it's pretty breezy in summer. Cause usually it's not. Well, actually, yeah, no, I lied. Usually it is, but during the day it's not. But again, oh, but again, back to what I was saying. Back to what I was saying. You just you have certain things that you do, certain thoughts that you really just start questioning it. Like, why do you do the things that you do? Why do you think the things that you think about? And you just do it. But I don't know. All right, that's all for today. That's the video, and hopefully you like this. Hopefully you like this video, and I don't know. Maybe you don't feel as stupid as me. But anyways, I'm gonna leave you to it, and I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. Peace. I'm gonna see you next time.